I'm Dr. Judy, and this is, well, in my opinion. They were asking the question, what's the correct age to lose your virginity?
I feel bad, like, it's weird. It's one of those things where, like, I do know that I lost it too young, okay? But I feel funny because I did it, telling someone else what to do.
Yeah.
But then again, isn't that what life is? Like, ex-cons get out of prison and go, don't kill people. So, you know, I'm just gonna straight up say, oh my God, I almost said the age that my daughter is. So that's, never mind, I'm not gonna say that age, because then she's gonna see this and go, that's the age. And I'm gonna be like, no, I was kidding. She's like, you look pretty serious to me.
After 18.
I'm like, I'm not answering with what I really think. I'm answering on like how people are gonna react. I'd be a great president. I think it's probably like, it's gotta be an even year too, right? It's probably 16, dude. Let's just be real, it's probably 16. You get your car and then,
That's so
dude,
young.
now I just sound weird talking about people having sex at 16.
I think you would say for a boy, 16.
Don't call me sexist.
But a girl, he would say over 25.
No.
Yeah.
No, because our 14-year-old son, I'm worried about him turning us into grandparents way before I'm worried about.
Yeah, but you're way more lenient on him.
That's not true.
You don't ask him where he's going and then spy on him and ask, you know.
Because he doesn't have some boy trying to get in his pants. I mean, maybe he does.
You don't know that.
18. It's 18. It really is 18. The more I think about it, it's 18.
Bad.
I'm not gonna lie to you. The girl that I lost it with, we were just naked and like just, you know, I guess dry humping, and just kept kind of going. And then eventually it's just like flopped in. You know what I mean? It was just kind of like a whoop, you know?
Because you didn't know what you were doing.
I mean, if you have like.
You don't even know that it went in the right hole.
Yeah. And I had lied to her. She thought I had done it before.
I
talked a big game.
I think
like, oh,
everybody lies. I for sure lied about already doing it, and I didn't do it.
Really?
Yeah. Because you want to feel like you already know.
I'm just surprised it went in there, because later in life it's been hard to get in sometimes. You know what I mean? This just kind of went flip. It just like, it was like a.
You got lucky.
It was like I had a hero sandwich and a banana, and I just kept like tossing it towards it.
I don't need
Eventually, you're gonna get in the sandwich. Probably not the first time, but you're gonna get in there. 1 in 47 chance, you know. So as long as you thrust 47 times, you're gonna have sex.
The average age in the United States for someone to lose their virginity is 16.9 years old for men and 17.2 years old for women. The country where people wait the longest to lose their virginity? Malaysia, with an average of 23 years old. The bottom line, there's no correct age to lose your virginity. It's whatever's right for you.
Honestly, I'll just give an age. I'll say the adult age at 18. To me, it's comfortable. At least, I mean, you've had sexual feelings for probably a good 5 years by that point, and being able to really explore and kind of learn about it. But if you're, you know, mature enough to handle the consequences of sex and all that, but I think in terms of mentally mature, I think 18 is the best.
See, it's interesting because I was pretty young when I lost my virginity. I was probably like, I think I was like 13 or 14.
Okay.
But I think it really just depends on the person and just like how educated you are. And I feel like we need to be doing more to educate kids on sex. And I feel like a lot of the sex education that goes on, it just like demonizes sex and does this and this. And that's just going to make a kid want to do it more. Yeah. So we need to really just be 100% open and transparent with what really goes on, because people don't really realize, oh, don't just have unprotected sex so you don't have a kid, whatever. We pull out. You don't know about these STDs that these people have. Like, and you know.
And even the emotional toll of
exactly.
going through sex and just, you know, there are sexually transmitted diseases that will affect your physical body and your health as well. So it's like
you can get cancer from certain STDs, like women.
Yeah. And sterilization happens, yeast infections, things of that nature. So it's like, if you can't talk about that and you can't get treated because you're a minor, it's like, it is about maturity. But sex comes with stuff.
Yes,
it does.
Definitely.
And you're better able to handle it when you're older and have more experience, and you can really talk about your body, talk to your partner. Because what 13 or 14-year-old is really having, you know, deep discussions about sex with another 14-year-old?
You should be mature enough to be able to talk about your wants and your needs and your feelings.
And communicate it.
Kids don't know how to do that. A lot of people don't know how to. Some adults don't even know how to do that.
Yeah.
And it is super important before you have sex with anyone. You need to know how to communicate with them. So I don't think you should be having sex until you know how to effectively communicate with your partner.
Right. And I think, I mean, if you're a boy or a girl, if you're a girl and you go to the gynecologist and you're embarrassed you shouldn't be having sex. If
Exactly.
you're a boy, you go to the doctor and you're embarrassed by, you know, any kind of sexual situations or talk or your body, and you don't know what's going on, that you shouldn't be having sex at that point. So I think in terms of losing your virginity, you need to have the maturity to deal with what comes with being sexually active.
Like, even though like I lost my virginity at a young age, I definitely don't condone really, you know, doing that young. I just feel like it's just so much better when you're mature and
When
you
you're
know what you
mature,
want
yeah.
and you know what you
It
deserve
is
most
better,
of all.
yeah.
Because you just get all messed up. And when you're young, you don't need to be worrying about these kinds of things. You should be
Yeah.
worrying about what cereal you're going to eat.
You know, you have sexual feelings, but it's like the social responsibility that comes with the physical responsibility about your health. All those things require someone who's older
Definitely.
and has more experience. And, you know, I come from a family of young mothers. My grandmother was a mother by 16. And I have aunts who were mothers as teens. I have 2 best friends who were mothers by the time they graduated from high school. And I talked to them all, and they would rather have been older when they had their children. And it's just like, you know, just because you have sex doesn't mean you can really, I mean, you're forced now to deal with the consequences of it. So I think it's important to be mature when you lose your virginity, definitely.
Definitely. I agree.
There's really no correct age to lose your virginity, but I think that it is such a rite of passage for most people that it probably does deserve a little bit of contemplation instead of it being an impulsive thing. Sometimes people feel like if they lose their virginity too late, it's embarrassing, but actually I think it's really just about what makes you the most comfortable and what makes you feel like you're gonna be the most emotionally stable after that event, especially if that relationship doesn't go anywhere, that it's just a sexual relationship, that it's just something casual. Do you believe you can emotionally handle that? And if you do, then it's okay, go for it. I'm Dr. Judy, and this has been, well, in my opinion. Like and subscribe below. This episode is brought to you by Giddy, the source of sexual health and wellness news and information. If you have any sexual health or wellness questions, go to getmegiddy.com.